Now, listen, you guys. One thing about the pop girlies is they will always give Nicki Minaj her flowers. Now, we're also going to be talking about Matlamini and her upcoming album, Vi. And at the same time, Ciara seems to be making a very massive comeback. And we're also going to be talking about Kashdoll and, of course, her baby daddy and her new boyfriend. At the same time, Halle Bailey does have a new gig coming up with a British actor. And we're also going to be talking about Waka. He is being questioned for what he had to say about who he would save in the case of emergency between her wife and, of course, child. Now, we're also going to be discussing about Angela Yee opening up about the Breakfast Club and, everything that went down with Jess Hilarious. And these are some of the things that we will be talking about in this video. Hello, tea lovers, and welcome to the tea plug. I trust you guys are doing well, and I trust you are doing great. Personally, I am doing great. You guys I am doing extremely amazing. And without further ado, let us dive straight into today's tea. Now, first of all, let us talk about Billie Eilish. She is not one to shy away from giving people the flowers that they so deserve. And you guys do know that I think it was in 2023, she was basically amazed by Nicki Minaj and she expressed it on Twitter, her artistry, her talent, and everything. And also, Nicki did sample one of Billie's songs for her album. So, of course, the relationship between the two has been nothing but just showing love towards one another. Nicki Minaj herself even went out to say that Billie and her brother Phineas, they are absolutely talented. So Billie seems to be now reciprocating because in an interview with Complex, Billie did express that Nicki Minaj is one of, well, not one of her goats, is actually a god when it comes to the female rappers.
GOAT female rapper. I'ma say right now I am loving Glorilla.
Sick.
Glorilla, if you wanna shake your ass, turn on Glorilla new album.
Okay. Nicki Minaj is like, obviously.
See, I'm just saying things that I like right now. So like,
I know.
GOAT.
I know.
GOAT is
That's what's
Nicki.
hard.
I'm gonna agree.
Nicki is GOAT for
Yeah,
sure.
for sure. Agree. GOAT.
Yeah.
The Barbz.
Well, there you saw that, you guys. So personally, I've noticed a trend where a lot of the pop girlies, really, a lot of A-listers really do not have an issue with giving Nicki Minaj her flowers, but sometimes it also stems from the fact that, the other girlies probably relate to Nicki Minaj. They're black women, they're all in female rap, and the question of why her and not me? What's so special? What's so special about her? Sometimes questions like that really do result in people not wanting to give others, the flowers that they so deserve because, yeah, Nikki is special and Nikki is talented. She's extraordinary. And some people are trying to also be extraordinary. So, because of that competitive nature, of course, some people may start finding it hard to give Nikki the flowers that she so deserves. But then again, I thought in female rap, it's a girls girl world. Oh my God, unity and this and that. But anyway, let me know in the comment section what you think about Billy. I did see some people saying that, well, she's trying to get, she's trying to get appreciation from the Barbz. She's just scared of the Barbz. And at the end of that clip, you could tell the other girl was actually about to say something about the Barbz. I wonder what that was, honestly. I don't know if that was going to be shady or anything like that. But the face that Billy made when talking about the GOAT situation and the other girl brought up Glorilla and she was like, what do you mean, Glorilla? We said GOAT. We didn't say at the moment. And I've noticed that the latest way, for people to basically discredit Nicki Minaj is if somebody says of all time, they act like they didn't hear the question and they start saying, well, at the moment, because they know that currently Nicki is not really putting out music like that. So they will hide behind, well, she doesn't really have anything out right now. So at the moment is Dochi. At the moment is Cousin Sloth. At the moment is this person. But the person clearly said, God. Moving on to the next thing that we're going to be talking about, you guys, we're going to talk about Matlamini, Doja Cat. It seems like she is gearing up for the release of her album Vi. She did a photo shoot for that album, and I have to say that she ate. Okay, one thing about Matlamini is when it comes to the photo shoots, she's forever, creative. They're always catchy. They're always something that you can remember. So let's see what this era is actually going to be like, and I hope it's not going to be any Scarlett stuff because Scarlett, yeah, it was one of them, one of those. And that being said, I also do hope that the effort that she does put in the photo shoots, she puts the same effort in the music because the latest song with Jake Harlow, from the moment it dropped, I told you guys that this song is absolutely subpar and is not memorable. So whatever she's going to do, I hope she will step up her game. The next thing that we're going to be talking about, we're going to talk about Ciara. Speaking about people who are coming with new music, Ciara is out there teasing, a song, and it's actually going to come out on the 4th of April. And the song is titled Ecstasy. And I did listen to part of it, the clip that she shared. It does sound like it's a nice song. The other time that she did a song with Chris Brown, How We Roll, I absolutely loved that song. I think it was a very beautiful song. So let's see how this one is actually going to do. I'm very excited, to see her come back. Because one thing about Ciara is she minds her business, stays loved up at home, and releases music when she can, when she wants to. Okay. Anyway, the next thing that we're going to be talking about, Kashdoll. Kashdoll and her baby daddy and now her boyfriend. At this point, I do not know what this is. So you guys, you do know that Kashdoll's baby mama, I mean baby daddy, T Tracy, was out there talking about, people are going to move on and kids are going to grow and stuff like that. Kashdoll decided to quote that, and she posted a picture of herself on her page with the caption, "People move on, kids get grown." That was definitely petty, you guys. She was certainly, quoting what T. Tracy had to say, and that's messy, messy, messy. And if you think that's all the messiness there is to it, it seems like the boyfriend decided to also come, and catch those current boyfriend, and then he commented and said, "Laid up and naked somewhere with no service." And the girls are loving it. The girls are eating it up. The girls are saying this is how you deal with a problematic, attention-seeking baby daddy, and people are applauding the new boyfriend for sticking right beside Kashdoll and all of these things. And yeah, let me know in the comment section, you guys, what you think about this entire situation. Do you think that Kashdoll and the new boyfriend are a match made in heaven? Moving on to the next thing that we're going to be talking about. Happy belated birthday to Halle Bailey. It was her birthday yesterday, so happy, happy, happy. And she also did a little photo shoot with Hello, of course. It was cute and all of that. But it is actually being reported that Hailey is working on a new movie with none other than British star Reggie-Jean Page. Okay, they are both set to star in Italiana. And for those of you who do not know who this guy is, that's the Duke from Bridgerton. Okay, so she's gonna be working alongside, him. And congratulations, honestly, I love to see her winning. I love to see her rising above any and everything that may come her way. So yeah, hopefully it's gonna be amazing. And so let me know in the comment section, you guys, what you think about that. Do you think that DDG is gonna come up with some stand to basically take away the shine from her as he always does? Moving on to the next thing that we're going to be talking about, let us talk about Miss Deb's son, Waka. Waka is under fire at this moment because, well, he did say that in a situation where, both his wife and his child are in danger, he would go ahead and save his wife over his child. Because according to Waka's knowledge, Waka's logic, I'm sorry, he's saying that he loved his wife before the child. So at the end of the day, they can make another child. The way that he said that we can make another one, I was like, boy, you could have just said I would save my wife. Okay, the whole we can make another one. anybody who's ever lost a child will tell you that even like those that haven't gotten to the point where they held the child in their hands, even those that have gotten miscarriages, even those that have gotten that have lost the child even during childbirth, they will tell you that even if you do get to be pregnant and have a baby again, it's never going to be the same. So now I'm just imagining him just casually saying that they will make another baby is just insane in my own opinion. But anyway, let me just insert what Miss Deb's offspring had to say.
Life, biblically speaking, is completely different. The way that you show up in your relationship, how you show up for your partner, the things that you go through, and how you grow through the things that life throws at you is completely different than when you're just married. So that being said, scenario, you're on a boat in the middle of the ocean with your wife and your child, and it's still a young child. Both of them get lodged into the water.
My wife.
You're going to save your wife?
Yeah.
Why?
It's my wife.
Period. That's it.
I love my wife before I love my child. How the could I choose my child over something or someone that created you? I come respectfully. I gotta make another one because I can't make. I cannot make the same woman I love. It's impossible.
It's impossible.
Like you can't play with love. Like real talk. And this ain't for people that's inspiring to be loved or living in just bought an apartment with each other, conversation. Nah, it is real. So I know that kid, it wasn't meant for you.
Being husband and wife,
Well, there you heard that, you guys. There you heard that. Now, moving on to the next thing that we're going to be talking about. Let us talk about the Laffy Taffy alien. It seems like the Laffy Taffy alien is out here backtracking. You guys do know that yesterday there was a lot of hullabaloo between him and, of course, LeBron. Stephen A. Smith is now coming in backtracking. In his quest to try and check LeBron, he brought in Kobe in this entire situation and said that, well, why were you not at Bronny's memorial service? Why were you not at his funeral? This and that. And people checked him and people were like, LeBron actually was there. So we don't even understand what this has to do with anything, with football, anything. Like, why are you bringing this man up in your messiness? Why are you bringing up a deceased man as a gotcha to another man? Like, what are you doing? So after getting checked, guess what? Stephen had to. Oh, you guys said that it's Stephen A. Smith. You get it. Anyway, but so he said, "My apologies and clarification. I misspoke in our one of First Take today when I intimated that LeBron did not attend Kobe Bryant's memorial. I corrected myself in hour 2 when I acknowledged he was indeed in attendance. My mistake. Should not have even broached that subject. It was not my main point. I retract nothing else that I said. Have a nice day." Messy as bald-headed alien. Which planet are you coming from? Mars? Because how dare you do this to somebody who lost his life in such a tragic way? Like, what are you doing? And then he even went further to say that, well, we deserve to know why he was hiding. Who are you? Like, are you Kobe's wife? Are you Kobe's relative? Like, what are you? Demanding to know what exactly? It's someone's funeral. It's someone's memorial service. You're busy checking, where is LeBron? Where is LeBron? This man is ridiculous. And the more and more he's speaking, the more people are beginning to realize that something is wrong with the Laffy Taffy alien. But then again, I don't know what planet he comes from. So maybe it's kind of hard for him to relate to anything.
Remember, people were blowing up my phone since the first segment of the show when I talked about him at the memorial service, okay? I didn't mean to say he wasn't in the building. I was told he was in the building. You understand? But we saw a whole bunch of players out there. We didn't see him. Why? I'll let him answer that one day if he.
Well, there you heard that, you guys. Now, the next thing that we're going to be talking about, we're going to talk about this entire situation with Jess Hilarious and Angela Yee. Now, you guys do know that when Jess was, in her entire Lauren LaRosa scandal drama, she did brought up Angela Yee and say that, well, at the end of the day, I just realized that Angela Yee wasn't crazy. You know, she isn't crazy for leaving the show, which had people questioning, what do you mean? Do you mean that at some point in your heart, you were convinced that this woman was crazy and now you're just realizing that she's not crazy? Why are you bringing her up in this entire conversation? Well, it seems like Angela decided to address that, and she's letting us know that, well, when she left, they had always said that they were going to look for 2 people to replace her. And so she's like, listen, I don't know if they didn't tell her, but I knew that 2 people were going to come in. And she was also like, I never had an interaction with Jess Hilarious, so I don't know why she would say that I wasn't crazy because we never had a conversation. I don't know why she would bring me in this entire situation. And when it comes to Jess, it seems like she's one of those people that the only time that people in the industry pay attention to her is when she's talking about other people, because I don't know how Angela got in the mix. And from Angela's energy, she clearly is like, oh, leave me alone. So I will insert what Angela Yee had to say. She herself is also a dad, but anyway, that's a story for another day. So I will insert what Angela had to say, and then I will catch you guys. I don't think I will catch you after that, actually. I don't think that I'll be coming back. So that being said, thank you very much, you guys, for watching, and thank you very much for making it this far. If you have not already, what are you waiting for? Smash that subscribe button and do turn on the notification bell so that you will be notified each and every time that I post. And until my next one, see you.
Was described as an extension of her popular segment on The Breakfast Club, where she leave. She's now launching a new podcast called The Latest with Lauren LaRosa. Now, the show is described as an extension of her popular segment on The Breakfast Club, where she breaks down the latest in news and pop culture. I'll begin with your thoughts on that and the overall drama that we all heard on the airwaves.
Well, I would say this. When I initially left, they did say they were going to hire 2 people. So that was always the plan. So I'm going to be honest, I don't know what's communicated to anybody. I know Jess was out on maternity leave, and I know that's tough, too, coming back. I know she's expressed, you know, having a baby, postpartum, all of those things take a toll. And Lauren works really hard. And Jess does, too. Like, she's on the road, and I think part of why they hired her was because of that. Like, she does comedy shows, she goes on the road. That adds a lot to the show.
Has a strong following.
Yeah. But I think a lot of times it is social media that tends to get people riled up. It's outside forces. It's not what's in the room, and that's what makes tension sometimes build. But what is good is when you can have a blow up and then work through it. And so we just have to see it publicly play out. But I think it looks like they're really working through it. And I feel like this can be an advantage because a lot of people can relate to blow-ups in the workplace, and then how do you move forward from that? Because sometimes the resentment can just build and build and build, and then everything falls apart. But if you can catch it early on, that's a good way to make sure, let's squash this.
So if you knew that they were going to the 2 people or 2 women model, I don't know if it was 2 women, but 2 additional people, how is it that that didn't get communicated to Jess Hilarious, or at least it appears that way?
Well, I'm not sure what they communicated, but I know the plan always was, even when I was there, they were like, we should add another person.
Okay.
And so it was always like, okay, you know, we're going to hire 2 people. And I feel like they've said that, so I'm not sure what was said.
They both did. They both kind of mentioned that, you know, this was always a part of the original plan. Somehow it was a shock factor.
Something got lost in the sauce.
There was a breaking down of communication, and then she ended up blaming Charlemagne and of course DJ Envy for not protecting her in that moment. But then she pointed back to you.
Yeah.
Why did she do that?
She just said I'm not crazy, and you know I knew that.
but what was she alluding to?
You know what? I saw her one time. We had like a women's event, and we didn't even have a chance. It was all the women at iHeart, so we haven't really had a chance to even break it down. I think she meant it more as a compliment, like, Angela is not crazy, because people thought I was crazy for leaving the show. Sometimes people think as the woman, you're the problem. And so when something like this happens, it's like, you know, she's not crazy. Like, people, who knows who said that, but
Yeah, I thought she was alluding to the fact that maybe you went through something similar behind the scenes and you can relate, and hey, she's not crazy and I'm not either. That's how I took it.
I think all of us took it that way. We were just like, wait, how did Angela get involved in this?
Right.
We love Angela.
I don't know. I haven't even had a chance. We saw each other. We were doing like these little group sessions, and we were like, we'll talk later. And
I'm sure you guys will.
Then I left to go to Memphis.
Yeah, I hope that conversation happens, because I think both women are equally talented in their own
They bring
arena.
something different to the table. I think Jess is hilarious, 'cause, and then Lauren is a journalist. So I think if they can figure out how to balance those things, and sometimes it's also the conversation of, okay, when do I jump in? Because I also think it's important before a break to sit down and be like, okay, this is what we're about to talk about. What's your point of view? What's your point of view?
We do that every day.
We do that every single day.
I don't know that they are or aren't doing that, but I think maybe that has to be something that's even more ingrained.
But then we're collaborating and not competing.
That's the difference.
Yeah.
And one of the things that came out of this is just the conversation around, should people in workspaces, particularly two black women coming together, should this have been done on air? Should this have been or on social media? Should this have been a private conversation?
I feel like on The Breakfast Club, they do like things to play out on air. And so that's an argument that can be had, but it's also part of, I think, the allure of the show has always been people feeling like part of it. And so that show's been around for, 14 years now, 15 years. And so I think that part of what people like is they feel like we want to see the inside workings of what's happening.
Yeah,
and
breaking that fourth
There's
wall.
nothing more inside. And then I think also Jess publicly put out her live, and so that is what is the reason why. How do you not address it at all?
That's right.
Because you can't just move on, and people are like, what happened, what happened, what happened? Well, let's let it play out.
Got it. Well, thank you for sounding on. This is from the Queen, too.
The Queen. They needed two people to fill your seat.
Yeah, they need to sit down and talk. That should have happened first, actually.
Exactly.
All right, well, they say nobody wins when the family feuds, actual families, for real, for real. That seems to be the case for the Braxtons. During a recent appearance on the Ciara League,